If I asked you how many times you hit a state of mindfulness when you are rallying, where it became a second nature, no thoughts, no questions, just you, the car, and the stage at hand, what would your answer be? For one stage, a whole club event, or every single time you get behind the wheel? Well, I might be guessing that this happens for you not that often. And you get annoyed and frustrated by this every second you're behind the wheel when things are not going right, and you end up alt F4ing and not touching the game for a few weeks. Believe me, I know this. This is exactly what happened to me. Therefore, if you stick with me, friend to friend will get you to a point where a flow state can happen within minutes. You're beating your friends, and you're even in contention with some wins. Now, this may seem very silly to some of you. Some people can just go flat out every single time. I know this firsthand. I have friends that can do that. But when they get it wrong massively. So to catch 22. But there are others like me who overthink everything, try to perfect everything, and who are never happy with settling with what they have. So let me simplify this down to the very basic fundamentals of what I think rallying is, just so we're on the same page, so we can get through this video quite nicely. On a basic level, rallying consists of three basic fundamental things: what we are doing, what we are seeing, and what we are hearing. The doing part, obviously, this is the driving techniques that we have and the driving style that we've honed over time. The hearing part is listening to our co-driver, and I don't just mean hearing what they are saying, but listening to what they are saying. And then the seeing part, sounds simple, but it's much more to do with what information our brain is actually taking on, with what we're seeing with our eyes. Like, I've just changed my jumper. How many of you picked up on that? Let me know in the comments down below. So with all these things happening when we're out on a stage, and we would like to hope that all these stimuli are equal in their information given to us. But you would be wrong. How many times have you realised that you're driving quite bad and now make a conscious decision to focus on driving better? Well, now the hearing and the seeing part take a back seat. Now, you stuck with me for this long listening to how the mind works when you're out on stage. But this is how we can sort of fix these issues. First one being, actually, let's not number these. I think numbering them could signify some have more importance than the other. So for this, let's just call this ABBY.75C. What I'm going to say to you, you might think, Mike, we know this. But yes, keep things simple. No, and I mean keep things simple. The point of rallying is to get from point A to point B. Nothing more, nothing less. It doesn't matter what happens on individual corners, as long as we finish the stage with a working car. And yes, so what if we're 30 seconds slower? We haven't stressed about being too slow into a corner, not taking the right line, being too fast into a corner. By ignoring all these thoughts and questions whilst on the stage, just allows our brain to deal with more of those tricky situations. My point being, don't overload your brain with the pointless things. Which leads us quite nicely into this second part. And let's call this one, pace notes are pace notes. We all know that pace notes are a guide to what is coming up ahead. We all know that a 3 right is a 3 right. Not all 3 rights are made equally, but we know that this is going to be a slower medium speed corner. We know a 1 left is going to be a slow one. The wide brake later into these corners, because there's much more risk in braking later. Slow in, fast out. Yes, some of the pace notes within WRC are wrong. And there are those corners that get read out, such as a 2 left, which in reality could be taken a lot quicker. But why risk it? You risk it, you get stressed, you add much more for your brain to work out, and then there's more questions that can't be answered at that stage. The point is, just listen to the pace notes. They are there to help, not to hinder. Oh, by the way, we're so close to 2K subscribers. I'd love to hit that by the end of January. If you would like to help me out, then please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and comment down below if you suffer with these first 2 tips. For me, I suffer big time with overthinking, over perfecting things, instead of just driving the stage and the car for what it is. Now for this one, I want to look at the driving aspect of our little chart. And we can call this one, without a stable driving style, we can't expect to get faster. Actually, that's a bit too long. Let's just call it styles make victories. Yes, unlike our track racing counterparts, we have to deal with multiple surface types, which is why we must develop at least 2 distinctive driving styles.
Yes, Mike, but we have at least 3 surface types.
Yes, but snow and gravel aren't too dissimilar. Just give yourself more time to get the car reacting when you're on snow. And when you're driving on tarmac, a smoother approach is always going to be faster. Now, having a driving style developed by you, for you, if you do end up thinking about your driving style whilst driving, you take a little bit of processing power away from other things. But also, with a strong driving style, it will mean that part of that driving aspect of our little chart just means you can add little points into what you're seeing and what you're hearing. And that's the beauty of a style that works for you. Now, if you've managed to stay with me for this long, then thank you. And because of that, you're going to hear this last one, which you're probably going to hate me for, but enjoy yourself. You have the beauty of just being able to mess up and restart. Don't let a mistake or an accident ruin the rest of your session. Stay positive will be the difference between finishing an event with a time or with a DNF. Now, I want you to go out there and be the best you. The problem is with WRC, because you're not racing against anybody else, you can only compare yourself to other people's times. Don't let that phase you anymore. If somebody is 30 seconds faster than you on time trial, they have probably done that run multiple times to get to that point. So don't fret. Your time will come. Your skills will improve. It just takes time. Now, I want you to go out there and smash those leaderboard times, smash those club events. If you want more driving relating tips, then check out these videos, as it's all there for you. And until the next time, I'll see you all very, very soon.